Beautiful pines over there on that face of the mountain. Starting the descent right now that goes into 3 different roads or crossings. Route 44, Cobble Road, and then Under Mountain Road, all which wrap around Salisbury, Connecticut. I stayed in Salisbury last year. That is actually where I was for 2 or 3 days. I can't remember which, but that's where my ankle injury had gotten really bad. I mean, really bad. Had walked a couple 100 miles on the injury, and it just kept getting worse and worse. And I stayed there for a couple days, resting it, doing everything I could, CBD oil on it, everything to try to make it better. And then I felt like it was a little bit okay, so I continued on over the next couple mountains, including Bear. And that was it. Got to Great Barrington, and I had to quit to go heal up. And it took about 4 to 5 weeks to heal the ankle injury and the hairline fracture type of injury on the bone that went to the small pinky toe. And by then, with prior engagements, I was not able to come back and finish. So it ended up being about a 1,600 mile through hike, including the side trails and such. Not a through hike of the whole Appalachian Trail. I could have just came back and done that section from Great Barrington on, but obviously I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do the whole thing again. And that's who I am. I'm a through hiker. So that's all I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life is through hiking. In case you haven't heard, if you're new to the channel, my magazine, which has been in the works for 3 years, called Thru-Hiker Magazine, is going to be out this fall, the first issue. That's what I do, is I through hike. And I'm going to be sharing that passion with all the enthusiasts and fans of through hiking across the world. So go to Thru-HikerMagazine.com if you haven't. Sign up on there for updates for that first issue. These steps are actually quite deep. So that's why I'm taking them a little slow as I'm doing the camera work here. But I digress. Salisbury was a great little town. Has a little grocery store, a little pharmacy that used to be a pharmacy, but now it's not. Still like a general store type of thing with gifts and knickknacks and over-the-counter drugs and so forth. No prescription drugs though. But has a restaurant or two and a couple of little hostels. But what I thought was really cool was like the church-looking building, which might be a restaurant now. And then behind that is a cemetery with gravestones that go all the way back to early 1700s, might have even been the 1600s. It was pretty old gravestones. I think the oldest I've ever seen. And I've seen some pretty old ones. So it's pretty cool being able to look around at that. Like, not really history, I guess, but kind of history. But I crossed those 3 roads here. I think it's half a mile for the first one, 1 mile for the next one, and 1.5 miles for the one after that, called Under Mountain Road. And then I will be 6 miles from the Massachusetts line. That is awesome. Still several more summits to go today if I continue to go on, which I'm probably going to continue to go on and cross Massachusetts here this afternoon into this evening. Maybe I'll catch a really cool sunset at one of the mountains on the way. But it's been a great hike so far today, right around the 16-mile mark. Up and down a lot of things, a lot of cool milestones happening today. A lot of summits, across 1,500. You know, a couple summits so far. 3 summits actually so far. And probably 3 more today. At least 2 if I continue to go on into Massachusetts. But it could be 3. And that'd be really cool because that one goes over several cliffs and sheer drop-offs. Might be really cool at sunset. I don't know. Just going to see how far the body wants to go today. Could be 20 miles, could be 26 miles. Who knows? Just go. Whew. Bug just went up my nose. Just go until I don't want to go anymore, I guess. But like I said, just rambling on right now. But Connecticut has been awesome. Coming into Salisbury, the last big, decent, actually last town at all, I believe, until Massachusetts. And then Great Barrington will be tomorrow. That'll be going into there, doing some resupply, possibly taking a Nero before heading on. All right, going to continue on this trail, very slowly going down, as it's very steep. I don't know if that shows up on the camera, but it's beautiful. Got a ways to go down. About 600 or 700 feet is where those roads are. So got a little bit of a descent to go, and continuing on after that in beautiful Connecticut. Are y'all still with me? Lots of great views and beauty today. Lots of nice summits. Heading to the next one right now. Just came out of Under Mountain Road. The parking lot where it dips down starts jumping up again at about 600 or 700 feet right now. Next mountain is Lion's Head at 1,700. Starting to get bigger. Bear Mountain after that. First one to cross is over 2,000 in some time. And then Mount Race after that at about 2,300. Probably where I'm going to stop is in between Mount Race and Everett. It's absolutely gorgeous there, walking across that ridge line. I'm really hoping I get there tonight and start to get a partial sunset. If not, maybe before Mount Race, and see a really nice sunrise in the morning. Either way, it's gonna be epic. So either way, it's a win-win. So thank goodness I don't make plans. I just have ideas replaced by other ideas. Oh, it's gonna be a beautiful hike these next, I don't know, 5 to 10 miles. Sitting at 17, 17, I thought I said 1,700. Sitting at 17 miles right now. Close to 3,000 of elevation, I think. Maybe only 2,500, but definitely some climbing is going to be happening here in the next little bit. So I'm excited. Beautiful green, Lion's Head, the last mountain summit in Connecticut. Bear Mountain is in Connecticut, but the summit is in Massachusetts. So I'm ready. Are you? Oh, this dips way down. Looks like a creek or something. And then this thing, I'm guessing this is damaged from last year in the flood or something. Wow. It looks pretty damaged. Nice little makeshift bridge here though. Some water. I do need some water. I don't know if I want it here or go up to the next one, but look at this. This is definitely fresh. When I say fresh, like within the last year. It wasn't here when I came through last year. I'm guessing damage from the floods last year. Still climbing the Lion's Head mountain. Pretty warm, not much breeze right now, that's for sure. But it feels so great out here at the same time. Whew. Love this warm air. Love climbing the mountains, getting back into those prominent views once again. All right, I've climbed most of Lion's Head, and now I go up that to right up there, the summit of Lion's Head. Alrighty, let's do it. A little bit of a scramble, not much, not too bad though. See, nothing but a thing. Still gotta go up there. I'm a sweating good. Standing on the summit of Lion's Head Mountain, the last summit of Connecticut, and the best views of Connecticut so far, even though there's been a lot of stinking good views. This is the best. Whoo, look at those views. One more time. Almost 1,800 feet in the air. Getting close to that 2,000 mark once again. And Lion's Head Mountain is in the bag. I love donuts. They make me climb the mountain strong. I love donuts. They make me climb the mountains long. And I love donuts. They make me climb the mountain strong. Donuts. Whoa. That water's a little deeper than I thought. I swear, when I make a water crossing, when I do a water crossing, when I cross a water crossing, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't normally go that slow. But somehow holding the camera and not being able to get my balance on a pointed rock made me go a little slower than usual. At least I didn't fall in. That's all I got to say. I didn't get wet. A little over a mile to the summit of Bear Mountain and descending into Massachusetts. quite to the summit of Bear Mountain, but come to this little opening here, this little cliff or outcropping. Nice views. Not up quite high enough yet though. The big cairn at the top of Bear Mountain. Those are the mountains I'm climbing next. Race and Everett. I think that one is a Race and that one's Everett. I think. Or that's Race and the next one after it's Everett. I don't know. But that's where I'm going next. And here's the beautiful view from on top of Bear Mountain. Looking down in the valley. Standing on the summit of Bear Mountain as Connecticut crosses into Massachusetts. I'm spinning on this cairn, so I'm gonna take it easy. Absolutely stunning views. Over 2,000 feet to the summit. First time in several states. And Bear Mountain is in the bag. This is a descent on Bear Mountain. I'm not going to show much video of this as I'm trying to get it done quickly. There are some wet spots. Like there, just this area kind of gives way to the wet spots. Nothing as bad as last year though. This was so hard going down, especially with a broken ankle. Okay, it wasn't broken, but sprained ankle. It is definitely tougher then. Not tough now, just a little scramble, so you got to pick those right spots. You know, every state has something to welcome its hikers through. North Carolina was steep. Virginia welcomed everybody in with nice climbing up to Mount Rogers. They're not all mean, but Bear Mountain's a little mean. It's okay though. But like I said, I'm not going to do much video because I need to get down here as quick as I can, because right over there is Race Mountain, and I'm going to try to get that for sunrise or sunset. Sunrise. I say that wrong all the time. For sunset. Might not be able to. Might have to camp in between there, but figure that out as I go. Need to get down Bear Mountain right now in these nice little big rock faces and scrambly rocks. Left Connecticut, now kick in Mass. 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 Bow, 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 bow. 10 states are down. 4 states to go. And Connecticut is in the bag. Walking in the first few steps here of Massachusetts, in an area called Sage's Ravine. Ravine, not Ravine. Well, you could call it Ravine, I guess. Reflecting on Connecticut and all it brought and all it showed, all of its obstacles and all of its beauty. This is a gorgeous area here, walking right by the lake in the dark forest with the pine trees. It is gorgeous for sure. But as I came into Massachusetts, and I am a little confused about this because I've heard it a couple different ways, so I'm not really sure. Kind of depends on which map you look at too. But I've heard that Bear Mountain, the summit is where it becomes Massachusetts, but the signage on the trail doesn't show you cross the Massachusetts line until you get to the bottom of Bear Mountain. So whether it was Massachusetts or Connecticut, it gave me a little gift. I ended up slipping on the descent on a rock that had some leaves and debris on it. Fell weird right on my ankle. It was a complete fall, not just a trip, so I landed on my butt on my ankle in a weird way. Took me a little bit to get up, I'm not gonna lie. Now, that being said, look how beautiful this is. Hello, Massachusetts. Now, that being said, you gotta understand, I usually jump right up like one of those toys that go, you know, you knock it down, it comes right back up. That's pretty much how I fall down when I fall down. I jump right back up immediately, not even in a second. So when I say I had trouble getting up, probably not the normal having trouble getting up. It only took me a second or two, maybe 3 seconds, I don't know. You can just see me wince right there. That's because I just stepped on a rock on that freaking ankle. So it was a little sore at first. It seems to be okay now. Still a little bit of pain there though, as you could see with that wince from stepping on a rock. Just gonna have to watch it. I was gonna go up and over race tonight, but I'm not gonna push it that far. I'm actually gonna camp here before race, Mount Race, and hopefully I'll be feeling okay in the morning, because it was a weird fall for sure. It's absolutely great day though, and I'm happy to be in this beautiful area of Massachusetts here, where it's very wet, very green, very deep and dark foresty. It's gonna be a nice night of camping before heading back out early in the morning. And I appreciate y'all following along. And hopefully that ankle will be good in the morning, and I'll be able to jump up over the next couple mountains and get into Great Barrington, have a nice Nero, get those videos uploaded, and do all those fun things that I have to do on a town day. All right, y'all, have a great night, and remember, live life. Beautiful. Woo! All right, I'm at the campsite up on Laurel Ridge, nice and high. So I'll have about 1.5 miles to get to the summit of Race Mountain in the morning. So it's a lot of open cliffs. We'll have great views there in the morning. Hopefully, hopefully it's sunny. Some great sunrise video on the cliffs and on the summit. Good day today, 5,000 feet of elevation, 26 miles. It's getting dark, so I'm glad I'm here. But this was my first marathon since Delaware Water Gap coming into New Jersey. So it felt great to do that, all except the slip on the rock face on Bear Mountain on the descension. Little sore, so hopefully ibuprofen and getting that thing elevated tonight will help it out. Fortune signing out again. Live life.